Winter has a way of stripping away comfort and exposing what actually works. If you value historically proven methods and practical cold weather survival, you're in the right place. This channel exists for serious students of European history and lived experience, so if you haven't already, subscribe to Warpaths of Europe and like the video to support long-form, research-driven content like this. Let's get straight into it. Wool was not just worn, it was positioned with intent. Across medieval Europe, wool was not treated as a single outer garment or a random layer. It was deliberately placed close to the body, but never directly against bare skin. Linen or hemp formed the base layer, managing moisture and preventing itch, while wool sat immediately above it as the primary heat regulator. This placement allowed wool to trap warm air while absorbing vapour without collapsing its insulation. Unlike modern synthetics that lose efficiency once damp, wool continued to insulate even when exposed to sweat, snow, or freezing rain. The insulating layer worked because it controlled moisture before heat. Traditional wool garments were cut thick but breathable, often fulled or lightly felted to tighten the weave. When worn over linen, body moisture moved outward in stages instead of condensing inside the insulation. This prevented rapid heat loss, which is the real enemy in winter conditions. Today, many cold weather failures come from placing synthetic thermal layers directly on the skin, trapping sweat and accelerating chill once movement stops. The historic method avoided this entirely through placement rather than material complexity. Outer garments were windbreaks, not heat generators. Another critical detail, often overlooked, is that wool was rarely the outermost layer in severe conditions. Cloaks, mantles, or heavy coats acted as wind barriers, while the wool underneath did the actual insulating work. This separation meant wind did not compress the wool fibres, preserving loft and warmth. For modern application, this translates to wearing a dense wool sweater under a shell jacket rather than relying on insulated synthetics alone. The warmth comes from the trapped air, not the outer fabric. Layer thickness mattered more than garment count. Historical records and surviving garments show fewer layers, but each one served a precise role. One substantial wool layer placed correctly outperformed multiple thin synthetic layers stacked without purpose. This reduced bulk, improved mobility and conserved energy, all essential in winter travel and daily labour. For someone facing cold conditions today, a heavy wool mid-layer paired with a breathable base layer and a simple windproof outer layer mirrors this system almost exactly. This system still applies in modern winter survival. If you're dealing with cold homes, outdoor work, or winter travel, this knowledge is immediately usable. Start with a moisture-wicking natural base layer, add a thick wool garment as your main insulation, and finish with a wind-blocking outer layer. Avoid compressing the wool and avoid placing it directly against sweaty skin. This setup stabilizes body heat, reduces cold shock during rest periods, and remains effective even when conditions turn wet. This is the kind of historically grounded, field-tested knowledge that keeps people warm without gimmicks. If you found this valuable, subscribe to Warpaths of Europe, like the video, and share it with others who take winter seriously. This channel is built for those who want real answers, not trends.